So Hilditch started back in the very early 90s. We've been going 35 years now. We were initially a family business set by Mike and Nikki Hilditch. We've got two of their sons still working in the business today. We've had various children employed at various times. In terms of what we do and how we do it, so we're the largest medical asset reseller in Europe. So we process or sell more medical assets every month, every year than pretty much everybody else in this hemisphere. There's a few guys in North America maybe do a little bit more volume. What that means in reality is that we act as a resale agent. So we take commission, we arrange sales usually through auction. Auction is our main method, and we take redundant equipment from healthcare settings. And I keep using the phrase healthcare settings because it's not just the NHS. Yeah. The NHS are the biggest in the UK, but not necessarily across Europe. So we take redundant equipment from healthcare settings, we sell it on behalf of the owner, the vendor, and we sell it to a buyer. That buyer might be in the UK, they might be in Europe, or they might be elsewhere around the world. That's the very short version of what we do. There's a whole lot of other small and more intricate processes maybe we can get into. In terms of divisions, we can split the business up a number of different ways. So we have our core business here in the UK. It's where we started, pretty much from this address in Malmesbury. We've got subsidiary businesses in Spain, in France, and in Germany. And from those three businesses, we then operate more widely across the rest of the EU or the rest of Europe. We've got a sort of side group business in Hilditch Connect, which is the long-term residual depreciation and valuation of assets, predominantly looking at the lease market and working with finance houses and banks. And I think that's it for now. That's enough to be getting on with.
From a clinical engineering point of view, it's very unusual that people haven't used the cells, or different methods. How did that happen? Did you approach them, or if you remember this at all? How did it come about that they felt confident to make that step after never doing it before?
Yeah, so I'm thinking back now. I would have approached them. We're obviously aware of all the different public and private providers in the UK. A part of my role at the time was geographically defined, so working within a territory. And I'd realised that there's this one trust that was sort of greyed out on our system of they haven't had a collection ever type thing. We never collected equipment from them, we've never sold. So just started making inquiries, at the different levels. Clinical engineering is usually a really key touch point for us, a really key stakeholder in an NHS trust, because they often take on quite a lot of the asset management responsibility. They tend to maintain the asset database. They obviously maintain the equipment and the records that go along with that. And in times gone by, sort of pre-Hilditch, before our industry really existed, they were usually the department that took responsibility for the destruction of equipment as well. So obviously made inquiries with procurement, with finance, and with clinical engineering. And at the end of the day, built a bit of a relationship with the clinical engineering manager there, got him on side. He was sort of fully sold that this was probably the right thing for the trust to be doing on a number of levels, and then tried to leverage that throughout the trust. Can we go and talk to procurement together? I say go. It was 2020. So can we have a Teams meeting with procurement together? Can we talk to finance? Can we talk to estates, because they were handling the recycling of some of this kit or the disposal of it? So can we get all the different stakeholders involved and persuade them all by one, basically? You've got to kind of work your way through in baby steps.
You mentioned happy to talk about things further if the audience wanted to. Where can they find you? How can they get in touch and speak more understanding of both yourself and Hilditch matter?
So in this day and age, obviously the best place to go is the website, www.hilditchgroup.com, all one word. We're also on obviously all the usual social media channels. So you'll find us on Facebook, you'll find us on LinkedIn, you'll find me on the website, and I believe most of our key customer facing staff have their contact details on the website as well. So if you've got a specific question about a specific area of the business, if you head to the website, head to the team section, you'll find our engineers on there, you'll find our account managers on there. I think you'll find me on there for my sins. So you could send us an email directly or a contact inquiry directly, and we can then answer any queries from there. Also